Welcome to our 10-minute version of The Secrets of Time Management. Our content is based on books by best-selling authors on this topic. We'll provide you 5 or 6 tips on how to organize your life and your time more effectively. In order to answer the question, what is time management, let us consider a framework developed by Stephen Covey. In the earliest use of time management tools, we used notes and checklists to record events that might happen during the day. From there, we progressed to using calendar and appointment books to start to plan ahead. What we found was that this was still an unsatisfying process. We were very busy, but not really accomplishing a whole lot. And the problem was that we weren't factoring in things that are really important to us, our values. So we started to bring our values and say, these are the things that I deem important to me. They must take precedence over everything else. I shouldn't be interrupt driven. And through this, we have come to the 3rd and 4th generation where we define our values and schedule our life around that which is most important to us. And that is what we're going to be talking about primarily. We'll preview the first 2 generation tools also. Let us look at the traits of someone who is a poor time manager. They generally have an inability to meet deadlines. They work very long hours, 50 to 60 hours, but still feel overwhelmed, lose sight of individual objectives and priorities. They tend to make hasty decisions without considering the ramifications of those decisions. Are highly stressed, which brings about many medical issues and problems for them, not to mention curtailing their life. They have insufficient time with family, little or no social life, inability to prioritize, inherent fear of delegation, and of course a messy desk. Purpose of our talk is to help these individuals get a grip. I'll be giving you just 5 tips, not too many, not 15, not 20, 5 tips that I think you can start to incorporate one at a time to change your life if you happen to be a poor time manager. In looking at the qualities or traits of a good time manager, we notice that they generally have clear thinking, they're decisive, single-minded, very, very goal-driven. They tend to have good memory, determination, and they bring a methodical approach to every problem that they solve. You'll notice that. They're punctual, they're calm, objective, and rational. So let's begin the secret spot. What are the secrets to good time management? The first one is eliminating or reducing multitasking. Each interruption that we get when we are at our creative best, whether it's email, phone, your BlackBerry, causes us almost 20 minutes of breakage. Takes that long to recover our thought process and go back to being creative and productive again. So you need to block off a certain time where you're not going to be multitasking and interrupted by these factors. You need to also eliminate some nuisance factors. Emotional issues, check them out at the door. Environment, loud noise or whatever, take care of that. Your PC doesn't have enough memory, it gives you problems. Fix that so you can start to invest in yourself, believe in yourself. And lastly, taming the monkey, which is a Buddhist concept of one random thought leading to another to another. You need to go into a quiet period, look at your assessed list and objectives for that day, and put yourself back on track and stay focused. So we come to the point where I share the 5 secrets that I have culled from the works of leading authors on this topic. It starts by having a clean focus, doing one thing and one thing only at a time, and doing it to the very best of your ability. Second is being persistent. If you have a major project or a goal that you've set for yourself, then make sure that you're allocating appropriate time for that every single day to work on that big goal in your life. In order for that to happen, you have to be clear about your goals and values. So we encourage you to do some work on that. Create routines. Try to do the same thing at the same time. Our body works best in rhythms. We have high energies and low energy cycles during a day. Learn to tap them to your advantage. When you block out time, do it in 1 to 2 hour chunks. And most importantly, set aside some time for renewal. Whether you are chunking out time in blocks or creating to-do lists, it is better to do that in units of projects rather than tasks. Let's say that you had to run to Safeway and then to Macy's and maybe go to the post office. Those would be tasks. But if you were to collect them all together and label a project errands, one project, and block out time for that, you'll see that mentally you will introduce efficiencies into the way you might, as if you're thinking of errands, think of additional places that you might want to stop by and do in that one cycle. So the notion in life is, don't look at the microscopic level, step up one level and think in terms of projects. Organize your notes, your filing, and other aspects around these macro projects rather than tasks. This is a typical example of someone who does a good job of managing time. They have scheduled the same kind of activities each day around the same time period. You may want to start out at 9 a.m., check your email, and then go off and write reports, have meetings with staff, take a lunch break, relax, go for a walk, and then in the afternoon you probably want to block out an hour or so each afternoon to return phone calls, then work, go in meetings and work with team members, and then come up and start to close down the day in the same fashion. That is an optimal way of organizing your day. A question that students often ask me is how to decide between stuff that is important and that which is urgent. The important stuff is things that align with your values and your long-term goals, and they shouldn't be changing day to day. Within that, you will have things that are due soon, urgent and not urgent. So we create a quadrant. Take the things that are really aligned with our values and goals, put them in the top half, either on the left hand side if they're due soon, or on the right hand side if they are less urgent. And then we focus on things that are important and urgent first, important and not so urgent second, and the less important things only after those two categories have been accounted for. The last few slides I'm not going to do a whole lot of narrative on. You can pause the video, stop and look at the contents. This is a summary of all the things that I've talked about, tips for effective time management. You may print this out, do a screen capture and print it out for yourself. Or if you need a PowerPoint, email me and I'll be happy to email you the PowerPoint for this. On the next few slides are different ways that you can organize your quarter, your month, your week, and your day. These are standard time management tips and take